name that frankly sent absolute shockwaves around the entire world. Jeffrey Epstein. It's a name that immediately evokes a deep sense of unease, right? And that's largely because this was a man who is deeply connected to some of the most highly powerful and influential people on the planet. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're not here for sensationalism. Instead, we're doing a calm, documentary-style analysis. We're going to look purely at the facts, the investigations, and the global reach of a very dark reality that honestly still leaves us searching for complete answers. Which brings us right to the central question of our analysis today. Did his network reach the UK? Now, we know the center of gravity for his operations was largely based in the US, but as you know, immense wealth and power, they rarely stay within domestic borders. So this analysis is going to carefully examine the reported international ripples of this case, specifically looking right across the Atlantic. We really want to understand what the authorities were looking at when they turned their attention toward London. Fundamentally, what we're looking at is a story of allegations, investigations, and deeply unresolved questions. As we move through this explainer, it's absolutely vital to remember something. While a massive amount of information has come to light over the years, many threads of these investigations, well, they remain completely tangled. It's like a giant puzzle. We're navigating a complex maze where not every single question has been cleared up by authorities. So, let's look at exactly how this all started. Section 1. Who was Jeffrey Epstein? The crucial starting point is establishing his public identity. On paper, Jeffrey Epstein was an American financier. That was his professional title anyway. But his actual currency, that was access. Operating primarily out of his bases in New York and Florida, he moved seamlessly within the absolute highest echelons of global elite circles. He was constantly surrounded by politicians, royals, business tycoons, you name it, even influential academics. This wasn't just casual networking. He was deeply embedded in a world of immense wealth and privilege. And honestly, that proximity of power is exactly what made the subsequent revelations so staggering to the general public. And there is a staggering contrast here. While moving in those elite circles, Epstein became the center of incredibly serious allegations. As authorities dug deeper, he was formally accused of running an extensive trafficking network. The investigations pointed to a highly organized international operation that ruthlessly exploited vulnerable individuals, actions that obviously warrant the absolute highest level of condemnation. But we have to keep our focus strictly on the facts here. These were severe, formal legal accusations that initiated a massive wave of legal scrutiny worldwide. Moving on to Section 2, the UK connections. Now, we really have to draw a clear, objective line when examining these international links. On one side, we have reported UK links. We've all seen the extensive media coverage detailing London contacts, the heavily scrutinized flight logs showing transatlantic travel, and those high-profile associations. But on the flip side, we have to anchor ourselves to the legal reality. And the reality of legal investigations is that not every single claim circulated in the media is fully proven. There's a very thick line between a reported association, like a property visit, and confirmed, verifiable involvement in illicit activities. We've got to navigate this distinction carefully and rely on what authorities have actually verified. Section 3. Death and unanswered questions. The progression of this case maps out a sudden, jarring halt to the narrative. First, investigations begin in earnest, right? Authorities are following financial trails across borders. Then, the London reports emerge, with global media heavily scrutinizing his UK contacts. But then, the timeline hits an absolute brick wall. Epstein's death in custody in 2019. This single event abruptly transformed an active, expanding, and highly anticipated prosecution into this deeply mysterious void. The primary source of answers, the man right at the center of the web, was gone, and that left authorities, and us, the public, with a staggering lack of closure. Section 4. Power and accountability. I really want you to listen to the weight of this quote. This is not just the story of one person. It is a story of power, influence, and accountability. This is the absolute crux of why this analysis matters today. The Epstein case forces society to examine exactly how power and influence operate at the highest levels. It raises some deeply uncomfortable questions about the systemic protections in place, who actually benefits from them, and whether true accountability is ever fully possible when immense wealth and elite global status are involved. And that leaves us with a question that continues to linger over everything we've discussed today. Was the entire network exposed, or is a piece of the truth still hidden? Given the vast scope of his reported international contacts and the suddenness of his death, well, it's a question we are forced to keep asking. If you appreciate this kind of objective, documentary-style analysis that focuses squarely on the facts and the evidence, please make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to keep using these explainers to break down complex, real-world issues right here. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep seeking the truth.